Hey there, Stampers. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada, and welcome to day 11 of our 12 days of bags, tags, and holiday gift packaging series. And we are nearing the end. Tomorrow will be the last day. If you missed any of the previous videos, you can check my YouTube channel, and there is a playlist. It's called Holiday Tags, Bags, and Gift Packaging. So you can find all of the videos there if you've missed any of them. All right, so today we're going to play with the Whimsical Trees bundle, and we're going to create a gift box. So yesterday I had shared how you can reuse or repurpose some gift packaging ideas, some boxes and bags and things like that. So today we're going to actually create our own box. So we are going to start with a piece of mint macaron cardstock, and this measures 7 inches across by 9.5 inches down. And we're going to cut and score a little bit. So I'm just going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to move my cutting tool out of the way because we are going to score. I'm going to line it up with the 1-inch mark, and I'm going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Just go all the way around. And on the last side, pop that in there, line it up. Oh, it's not very straight. Let's make sure we get it straight. Okay. All right. And then with the long side up at the top, we are going to score it at 4¼ inches and 5¼ inches. Okay, so this is going to be a box with a hinged lid. Okay, so we're going to slide this out of the way, and now we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to fold along all the score lines. So I'm just going to fold all of these up and use my bone folder to burnish them, making them nice and crisp. Okay, so we've done all the 1-inch marks. Now we're going to do the center score lines. There we go. Okay, and we're going to bring in some paper snips, and we're going to do a little bit of cutting here. So I'm going to cut, so now we've got our box. So this is the long side that is facing me, and I'm going to cut up on each one of these score lines just to meet the other score line. And then I'm going to rotate it around to the opposite side and do the same thing. Okay. Now this next step is optional. I like to do it because sometimes when you assemble your boxes, you'll find that one edge will stick over just a little bit. It won't be absolutely perfect. So what I like to do is I like to go in and kind of cut these at an angle. So I'm going to do these two. This is going to be my top, box top, and it doesn't really matter which side you choose because they're exactly the same. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do these ones. So I'm just cutting from corner to corner, so from the score line down to the corner of that square, and then I'm going to do the inside piece too. So I'm going to have a look. This is going to be the box bottom. So I'm going to cut from here down. Actually, let's do it this way. It'll be easier to go this way. So like that. And then I'm going to repeat that on this side. There we go. Okay. So this bit here with these two that are angle cut, that's going to be my box bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I am going to use Seal Plus to adhere my box. So I'm going to add some of this to each one of these flaps. And if I go over the edge, I'll share what because I did go over the edge here. I'll share what I'm going to do with that little bit on the edge. So you want a stronger adhesive. You can use seal, but I want to make sure my box doesn't fall apart or pop open. You can use multi-purpose glue as well, which as long as you give it a minute to set, that will work quite well. So anything that's hanging over, I'm just going to fold back onto itself. So I don't know if you can see that little bit of an overhang right there. I'm just going to fold it back onto itself. Okay. Oh, did I forget this one? Yeah, I forgot this one. Okay, so we've got adhesive on all of our flaps. Now we're going to assemble our box. So I'm going to take this first bit here. This is my box bottom. And I'm going to line this up just like that. Push it down. Line this up. Push it down. And just repeat that for each one of those little corner pieces. Okay, so then it's just, there's our box. Okay, so it's going to open like this. This is the lid. That's just going to fold down on top. Okay, but we're going to dress this up and make it almost like a suitcase. So I've got a half-inch strip, half-inch by 5-inch strip of mint macaron. This is going to be our handle. And what I've done is I've put it in my paper trimmer and I scored it at 1/2 inch and 1 inch and 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch from both sides. And I'm going to fold it like this. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just like that. And then we're going to add some adhesive just to that first flap. So from the end up to that first score line, close our box, we'll set it up, and we'll fold along these score lines. And you want to go, it's maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch from the end. We're just going to stick that down, and then to give it a bit more character, you can leave it like that, but to give it a bit more character and to make it, like, make sure that the handle doesn't come off, I'm going to add some brads. So I'm just going to take my marker and just put a dot in the center so that I can easily line up my hole punch. Okay, so I've got two. Now I've got 2 silver brads. We actually don't sell silver brads anymore, but I didn't have any of the current brads that we have in the catalog. We sell them, I think they're black and white. And this is the wrong punch. I want a 1/16 inch hole punch. So just grab that. And I'm just going to slide this in, and by putting that mark there, I can see where I'm punching so that it punches in the center. Okay, then we'll insert our brads and then separate the back. So if you don't have brads, you could, and you still wanted it to give this look, see how it looks like there's hardware on the suitcase, you could use some of the metallic adhesive dots, brushed metallic adhesive dots that we have in the holiday catalog. If you have those, you could pop a couple of those on there and it would give a similar look. Okay, so there's our box, all done. So now you would normally carry a suitcase like this, right? So I'm going to position this like this so that I can decorate it the right way. Now I've gone ahead and I've pre-done a few things. I've got a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock that measures 3 inches by 4 3/4, and then a piece of the Whimsy and Wonder DSP that measures 2 7/8 by 4 5/8. And I'm just going to attach these two together. Now I got this idea from Becky Roberts, Inking Idaho. Some of you might recognize her name. She shared some of the measurements. She actually shared measurements for 3 different sized suitcases. This is the smallest one that she shared, but she actually only shared the starting size and then 1 inch around the edges. So I had to do a little bit of figuring to figure out the middle measurements, but it wasn't difficult to do. Okay, and then we're going to adhere this right to the center, just like that. All right. Now I've gone ahead and I've cut this label shape. This is cut from the Hippo and Friends dies. I used, I think it was the second largest. Yeah, the second largest of this particular shape right here, cut from basic white cardstock. And I'm going to take the greeting that says, "May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart." And I'm going to use some mint macaron ink and ink up the words home and love. And I'm not being too careful about going over the other words because I'm going to color over those with black. So now I'm going to be careful not to go over the words that I just did in green. But when you start with the lightest color, as long as you're doing a dark color afterwards, or a significantly darker color, then you're okay to do it the way that I did. Okay, and then flip it around and do the rest. And then we're going to stamp this on the label shape. Okay, I think I got it all. So I am going to give it a huff before I stamp it down. Let's just make sure this is straight. That will re-moisten that mint macaron that we put on there first. Stamp that down. And then this is going to get put on with dimensionals. So we're going to pop this up. It's going to go right in the center of our suitcase. Just like this. You can use any of the patterned papers. I chose this one just because I happened to have a piece that was about the right size. I didn't have to trim it down too much. So I chose to use this one, but I have one that I used a different pattern that I'll share with you afterwards. Okay, and then from the coordinating dies, so from the Christmas trees dies, I used these 2 tree images. I love these little trees. And I cut one of the taller ones from Blushing Bride and 2 of the shorter ones, one from Mint and one from Mossy Meadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of a dimensional and I'm going to put it at the very tip of the pink tree, and then I'm going to use a little bit of multi-purpose glue. And just a little bit going down as well, just to make sure our tree sticks. Peel off the backing, and that's going to hang off the top a little bit. Just like that. And then we'll add the green one. This is just going to go flat because it's not really going to overhang too much. We'll pop this on right here. And then this guy's going to get popped up using dimensionals. So again, I'll just cut a couple little pieces here. Peel off the backing, and that's going to get popped up right here. Let's stagger the height here a little bit. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do is I've got a piece of this Blushing Bride frayed ribbon. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've trimmed this frayed edge on the right hand side. I trimmed that off, and that will allow me to pull these fibers. If you watch my videos often, you know I love doing this. So that's going to give me lots of these thin fibers. So it's a great way to add a bit of texture to your project without adding a lot of bulk. Although we are creating a box, so we could add as much bulk as we wanted. So I'm just going to adjust these to get the bow the size that I want it. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's trim these a little bit, make them a bit shorter. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little dot of multi-purpose glue and add my bow. See how that just adds just a little something, some texture, and it just looks so pretty with that fine fiber. I just love it. All right, so that's the idea for today. So this is, you could use this as a gift card holder or for any cute little gift. So I'm going to share what I've got in my other one, but here's an idea. What I would do is I would put a little bit of paper shred in the bottom, and then I just made up these quick little gift tags using some of the other shapes from the Hippo and Friends dies. So I used this shape and this shape, and some of the die cut, or not die cut, fussy cut images from that Whimsy and Wonder DSP. Created a few little tags, so put a little paper shred in the bottom. You could tuck those little tags in there, and even a cute little gift card, and you've got adorable gift packaging. So here is the first one that I created. So I used the Holly DSP, pattern DSP from the same paper pack, and inside this one I have some paper shred, and then one of my girlfriends, she has her own online business and she does macrame. She does the most beautiful things with macrame. So this is just a little thing that she gave me, and I thought it would be fun to regift to somebody. So I included that in there, and I've got a cute little gift packaging to pass along to somebody. And it's something that's easily opened, so you can reuse it. You could add a little ribbon around here with a tag so that the person, you can put to and from on there. So lots of options. All right. So if you guys use this idea and recreate something like this and share it on social media, be sure to tag me. I would love to see what you guys are creating. All right. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the last project in this series. Take care.